Hello and welcome to Enchanting Customers 6 Tips from the Ministry of Magic. My name is Lily and I'm the Client Services Manager here at Customer Thermometer. It's lovely to meet you all and thank you so much for joining our webinar. So today I wanted to share some insights from our Ministry of Magic. So you're probably wondering what that is, right? The Ministry of Magic is what we call our award-winning support team. The name was actually inspired by some customer feedback we received, which I think is pretty cool. At CT, we live and breathe customer service. It's what our product is all about too. So, it's time to get your wands ready and let's immerse ourselves in some customer service magic. So our very first spell we're going to look at today is user guides. User guides are not everything and you really shouldn't rely on them solely for support. The reason for this is answering a query with a link really seems kind of lazy and not very warm and welcoming. At the very least, summarise a proper answer and then you can give the user guide as context for further reading if they would like. We all learn and process information differently. If you have the spare couple of minutes, why not go that extra mile and make a quick 30-second video tutorial using a screen recording app. They take a few minutes and the customer will be simply blown away. If you follow this kind of guideline, then we've given them a summary of the answer, we've given them a user guide for extra context, and then if there's somebody that kind of prefers to watch or learn by seeing what someone is doing, then you've got the video there as well to help. Now we're going to go on to our spell number 2. So our second spell today is to simply just cut the jargon. Technical vocab or jargon can be hard for your customers to understand, and it also puts people off as they may think your product is a little bit over their heads when it's actually not. Ensure your team is clear and concise in tone as well as friendly and welcoming at all times. Never ever treat any question as silly. If you do, then a customer may fear actually contacting support again in the future and you might actually end up losing that customer. Our next spell is one of my favourite ones, which is be the pro in proactive. Customers won't believe you care until you show you understand what they're going through. So rather than just waiting to help, anticipate the need arising from the next step of their journey. If you can provide those support materials for the next step before they even ask, you're not only being massively helpful to the customer, but you're also going to help cut down any further support tickets for that customer. And this will create a lovely, seamless journey for that customer to move through. Next is patience is priceless, and it really does cost nothing. You may have been asked the same question 20 times that day, but for the customer, you have to remember it's a brand new query and they're asking for the very first time. So just make sure you take a breath and answer the query with patience and kindness. Asking for help does make customers feel vulnerable sometimes, and you do know considerably more about your product than your customers do. So you must just keep that in mind when maybe answering the same query multiple times, or if the customer is struggling to understand. Once again, take that breath and then just try and explain again in the most clear and concise way. And as we spoke about earlier, if you have a couple of minutes, use that time to maybe use a screen recording app to record and demonstrate what you're trying to explain. Sometimes just those extra little steps can really help the customer understand the problem and how to resolve it. So remember, being patient shows kindness and consideration to their unique issue. Rushing them can be disastrous, so just be kind and also just be patient. It really does cost nothing. Our fifth spell, always do your training with everyone on the team. You want to be customer centric, right? Customers talk to everyone at your business at some stage. Non-customer team staff can learn so much about customer experience by joining in their training sessions. And it's also an ideal way of getting new starters indoctrinated in customer vision and also the values of your business, and also the tone. For example, this way of training ensures your billing team, who may not speak to customers on the same day-to-day basis as your support team, but when they do, they're using the same values and tone as the support team, creating that customer-centric environment. It just means that wherever the customer goes within your business, or whoever the customer speaks to, everyone is on the same page and they receive the same level of service. And number 6, ditch the script. Script-based responses lead to mechanical delivery and clunky communications, and it stops you from being human. The conversation between you and your customer should flow, and it should be human. It should make that customer really buy into the business. And you also want the opportunity to add delight to that customer's day. Following a script usually does not give you the opportunity to do that. So if you're using a script, get rid of it and empower your team members to take outside of the norm and add delight to a customer's day. So that concludes our 6 customer service spells. Thank you so much for watching the webinar today. And in summary, in this age of endless self-serve information and self-directed buyer journeys, there is still a huge value in pure, honest help. So just make sure you're putting a little bit of magic into your customers' lives and making sure you make that space to add delight to a customer's day. Follow these tips and spells and let us know how you get on. Take that opportunity to listen to customer feedback so you can constantly improve. Once again, thank you so much for listening today, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your week. Thank you.